All right, hey everybody. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that happens during a traditional Baptist service. Uh, Sometimes we have devotion by deacons. Sometimes we have the devotion by praise team. Then, then we have uh, the exhortation. Then the choir sing. The choir sing the offering. Then the sermon. And I want to share some tips about how I approach what's going on in the service, what kind of chords I play, or and stuff like that. So when service begins, you don't want to. Well, before service, you don't want to go and just when people start getting in, you don't want to start doing sound checks and all that stuff because you want to do that before all that starts. At least an hour before service starts. Then 5 minutes before you can go in, just play talking music and set the atmosphere. That's a big thing, setting the atmosphere of or getting ready to set the atmosphere for your service. You don't want to go in, then just come out. You want to go just do some. Stuff like that to make the folks feel calm and make them get ready for the service. But sometimes you can do stuff like this, like you at a traditional Baptist church, you can do something like that'll get them folks out there in the congregation saying, "Oh Lord, what was that?" And after that, people started singing. You have deacons come up, and you know how deacons are. They go and just sing. But make sure when they sing, you want to let them sing for at least 6 seconds before you come in, so they can establish their key they in, establish their tempo they in, and all that stuff. But with the praise team, you already got that stuff set, like what the intros for the song is. And you may be the worship leader. They come in, and you want to follow them. You don't want to like they're calm, talking. And you don't want to be playing stuff like this. I went to the church once, and I heard a guy doing. The man was doing this. The man was up there calm, and he was up there doing this. Man, what in the world are you doing? The man was calm. I wasn't going up there. That just messed my mood up for that portion of the service. But after that, they sing and all that stuff. The praise team sings. Then in my church, the minister comes up and he gets the people excited and all that stuff, and resumes the worship mode or the praise mode from the previous song that the praise team did or what the deacons did. So we go up. You may follow pastor on there, and if you had a high praise song or worship song, you want to stay right here. But if you just got finished the praise song after the praise team song, so you just want to stay right there. Or the minister might want to bring it down, or he might want to reverse the feel of the service, something like that. Then we have offering and all that stuff. And with offering, I often play upbeat music. You don't want to play nothing slow, because then the people don't want to tend to get excited about the giving. So you want to play stuff. We do all kind of stuff over here. Uh, so I might do something like. Then the folks they like that stuff. They get excited. But if you over there playing stuff like you doing stuff like this as they're walking around. I forgot the song. You. See, you don't want to do stuff like that, cause then the folks don't get excited. They dragging along. But if you playing some upbeat, they gonna go right along. I seen this happen because when I was at one church and they did that song, and the folks was slowly dragging around doing offering, and it was dead. You want to do some upbeat that'll get them going. So after that we do something. Oh yeah, we do the choir after the offering, and they usher in more presence of the Holy Spirit. Then my pastor comes up, and sometimes we do a song, and that song, a praise song or something like that, and the spirit is still that the choir wants to shout. So I look at my pastor for the cue. If he stays in C for a minute, then that's when we can shout. But when he gets up, that's when I kind of calm. I like we finish the song like right here. We right there, and he sits down. I look at him. We communicate and stuff like that, so I know it's time to. Something like that. We may do that then, but sometimes we do a slow song. Then you had a worship mode, and we finished. We did one song. I forgot the name of it. But it was like a worship song. We did. So I stayed right there. I stay right there, unless my pastor wants to go, and that's a big part of it is following your pastor. You want to look at his body language. His body language, like when he's up or like when he's down like this. That's a big part of it, and his tone and his voice. If he's up there screaming or hollering, you want to go ahead and. Then he brings his voice back down. You want to go ahead and switch. Want to do that. Now we at the sermon part. So when we have a sermon, you have pastors, and they like to they style. You have some that don't hoop, some that do, and some that do go in the middle. They have high points in the middle, then they hoop at the end. But with my pastor, he doesn't hoop, so he does high points in his sermon. So I go in, and I set my drop, go ahead and set them. Like I have these right here, all my whites out, when he the first few times that he makes high points. Then in the very high points, I have all my drop bars out. But then you have some pastors that they like to go down. They the singing type preacher. Then they go in, going like that. But you have the ones that like they go straight into they have a high point and they go straight into. But yeah, some of them like to do that. And one thing about backing up preachers, when they do that, you don't want to start off at full drop balls. If I brought on C3 and your expression pedal all the way down, you don't want to start off like that. You want to build up, because if you start off like that and he hoops for 10 minutes, the tone is going to be the same, and the people is going to sit bored like this. But if you just build it up like this, then you gradually, I do this a lot of times. I go from here, then I go here, and just go. See, that's what you want to do. You want to build up to that very high point, to the point of y'all almost like. You want to do stuff like that. So that's all I have for. Oh, and you don't want to overpower the preacher. In the service, you want to be 1 or 2 levels under with the pastor, under his volume. If you can't hear the pastor, or you can't hear the person that's speaking in the mic, then that means you're too loud. I've seen it a lot of times at churches. If you can't hear him, just calm down. You have an expression pedal down here for a reason. Just calm down. Then you hear him. But if you can't hear the pastor or whoever talking, and you can only hear yourself, that's a sign that you are too loud. And yeah, just don't be too loud. Then the people start getting mad at you. I was taught not to. I was taught that if you can't hear the person who's speaking or singing, then you are too loud. You need to come down. So that's what I do. And one thing with soloists, I was at revival last night, and the pastor he went up to sing. He asked me, "Was I comfortable in that key?" I said, "Yeah, I'm comfortable." And he started singing, and I tell you, he could sing. I follow him. It was like the Holy Spirit was there. I like that preacher. But you had some soloists that, one experience I had was at a funeral, and this lady was coming up to sing, and I was on the organ, and it was just me and the drummer, and I was like, she started singing, and we was on beat correctly. We knew the song, we was on beat correctly, and she started going off beat. Then she stops in the middle of the song, and she turned around to us and said, "Y'all need to do better. Y'all need to pick it up." So I got real mad. Cause she was the one that was messing up, and I just stopped playing. But eventually, I started back. But the spirit was not in the church on that time. I hope not to play with her again. I hate stuff like that. And one thing with then you have pastors or ministers or people that do this to musicians. They tell us when service is going on and we are up here playing. They won't, like, for example, they say play this song "We Fall Down" by Donnie McClurkin. So we start playing it, and sometimes you have one that demands specific sounds. I've seen this on the internet. They demand specific sounds, and they turn around and they make faces at you like you messing up. If you wanted something a certain way, you should come before service and tell the musicians what you would need after you do your sermon or before, because that stuff is unprofessional, and it makes us feel, well, to me, I personally don't care. I just get mad, but it makes musicians feel like they are worthless. Then if it was me, if a pastor did that to me, he started yelling at me or something like that, I would just stop playing and I would leave. But I can't stand that. Come to me before service and tell me what you want, what you would like me to play, instead of doing all this crazy stuff in the service, because that's unprofessional. That's not correct at all. But yeah, these are the tips that I had for organists, musicians, whoever. So that's it. Peace out.